Hey, Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. So I'm going to do my best here. I don't have options for expanding space at the moment, so we're just going to have to deal with this big boy the best that we can. And when I say big boy, I'm talking about Bruce. Just in from Amok Time Toys, who appear to be the first retailer to have received the game of Jaws from NECA. I'm very excited. They got it here super fast. I've bought a few things from Amok Time in the past. Usually, though, they're Monstars, like their in-house stuff. I just haven't, for one reason or another, I just haven't bought directly from them a ton. But they got this in, I believe, before anybody, except for people who got it directly from NECA, which that's not me, believe me. And shipped it super fast. It got here in a few days. I didn't think I was going to have it up this week. That's how fast it got here. I was positive it was going to be for next week. But we're doing a real, like I said, because of the time frame of this, I just didn't have, I can't expand my space right now. So very exciting. This is finally, after years of, I guess, trying to figure out how to get a figure of Bruce out, NECA came up with, well, let's just make it, I'm going to move a couple of things here. Let's just make it the old Jaws game from, what was it, Coleco, I think? Which you'll see right here. And everybody my age played this game. Everybody may not have had the game. Everybody played it. I had it. I believe it was a granny find. I've mentioned before that my mom's mom, my granny, would go to garage sales, yard sales, whatever, in North Carolina and have new toys for me every time we went to visit, which, you know, I have since learned the deep resentment that this caused in you know, certain other people, but whatever. I do have a hole in the box here, so I'm not super stoked about that because this is a beautiful box. I'd like to keep it. I'm probably not going to because, my gosh, it's just going to take up so much space. I mean, the box is 19 by 9 by 6 3/4. I mean, this is a big giant box that would take up a lot of real estate on the shelf to display, and I don't devote that to boxes. So the idea is this is functional in the same way that old Jaws game was, and it even includes all of the pieces. But I'm curious to see, I mean, it says the old tagline, which I recommend you go watch the commercial. It's like 30 seconds. Go watch the commercial on YouTube. I'll put a link in the comments if I remember. But I mean, you know how to look stuff up. Go watch the commercial. It's really fun. And it's hilarious to see what the old model looked like. But it's you against the great white shark. One wrong move and the jaws go snap. And this was an intense game when I was a kid. You know, a lot of these anxiety-based games of something sudden and violent is going to happen if you don't win the game. I mean, that was just a part of games when I was growing up. I don't know if it is anymore or not. So on the bottom of the box, which I just can't get to right now, but it has the usual credits for everybody that works at NECA. The top of the box has, there it is. Okay, so the game of Jaws. I just like the repeated, it just seems funny. And then there's the credits. So let's get this thing open so you're no longer looking at this image of this massive, gigantic box I will say this, I'm not keeping it, but it is going to take me a long time to throw it out. Ooh, hope that's not too scary. Is that a little too intense for the Needless Things YouTube channel? It's going to take me a long time to decide to throw it out because it is so beautiful. And I will say this also, and I don't imagine it's something NECA could do, but if they were to reissue the original game, I would buy that as well. Because my taste for, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. Wow. Oh, man. So my taste for retro stuff has really increased lately, and I don't know what there is, and I'm sure there's something I should, I'm sure there's something I could discuss with my therapist related to that. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Now, I do not have the Quint and Dreyfus Martin. What the heck is this? I don't have the figures that accompany this right now, but I do have some other. Brody is always the first name that comes to mind in Jaws. For some reason, I have always had a mental block against Richard Dreyfuss's character. I don't know why. I don't know what that is. And even now, talking about it on the spot, I can't think of it. But there are figures of Richard Dreyfuss and Quint coming out very, very soon, presumably. And I don't have them. But I've got some other figures so we can do some size comparisons. Hooper? Gosh, getting old is horrible. Out of the depths of the dark sea comes the shark. He's the terror of the sea, but not for you in this exciting game of Jaws. So take part in the Great White Shark Adventure, cause Jaws is full of surprises. Each player, equipped with their gaff hook, tries to fish out a piece of junk from the belly of the shark. But if you aren't careful, the jaws go snap. It's you against the great white shark and each other. With some assembly instructions here. And it looks, yeah, they actually do go snap. This is wild. All right, so I'm not going to go through all the instructions. Let's get the loose pieces out now before I flip it over to get rid of these. No, that might not work. Let's see. So far, he is all just hard plastic. At one point, NECA was working on a more foam version of this. I mean, this is years ago. I don't know how many years ago. And the Mego style figures, like, I think it was going to be scaled for those. Oh, this is ridiculous. They need to, all of these toy companies really need to work on the tolerances for the trays that they're using, because I mean, this shouldn't be this difficult. So anyway, NECA has been trying to do a Jaws figure for a long, long time. Oh my gosh, he's so thick. And they've, here it is. It's here. I never thought it would happen. I don't know what the issues were that they ran into. I feel like I got a sense that at one point it was materials. At another point, there might have been some licensor approval issues. It just seems like trying to get a Jaws toy made has been like almost as fraught as just getting the movie made in the first place. And I would love to know the story of that. And if I'm ever able to add anybody from NECA to my interview list, whoa, I will absolutely do that. Oh my gosh. So it's his, there is a snap. All right, let's set Bruce to the side here. Get all of the accessories out. So yeah, even with this one that they had, I mean, I don't remember any kind of clue that NECA was even working on this one. And granted, they're pretty good about that now. NECA, it tends to be a work in silence company at this point. Like I feel like we may get hints of things that they're doing, but it seems like there's a tendency for them, this is hilarious, to not announce things until they're in production, if not like straight up just on their way into the country already. I'm dying to see what these beer cans are. I'll get out the magnifying glass for that in a minute. This is hilarious. All right, let's get the accessories pushed off to the side here. We'll look at those individually. And let's get the shark. Interesting. Now, I thought for sure we'd have a slot up here similar to, if you remember the McFarlane Jaws set that got released. It would be too kind to call it a play set. Let's see. Okay, so those fins look like they'll come right back off too for storage, maybe. Oh, maybe not. I didn't feel anything snapping. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, if you need to store this like the original game, then those fins do come off. And I'll tell you this right now. We are not fully appreciating the scale of this shark yet. Gosh, look at the... Okay. So this is all hard plastic. I had kind of thought the tail might be like there might be some segments, or there might be something that's a little softer somewhere. It is not. This is all just hard molded plastic. So let's get some dimensions going on so you can start getting your shelves ready. So from nose to tip of tail, about 17¼ inches long, which is bigger than I thought it was going to be. Across, it is 11 inches. And height from your shelf to the tip of that nose is 8¼ inches. So this is a large creature. Oh my gosh, look at that. So that's how deep the mouth goes. And you can see all of the detail, the rows of teeth, the scars around the mouth. I love how the gums have a little gloss, a little glisten to them here. Black, like a doll's eyes. Paint looks great. So this was $60, which, I mean, that's toy pricing now. If this had come out 10, 15 years ago, it might have been 40, 45, I'm thinking. I'm trying to remember how much some of the larger pieces that NECA has put out, like the Predator Pursuit Cycle or whatever it was called. But I got to say, considering all the accessories and the fact, you know, here, giant shark, $60 was very reasonable to me, especially with everything else that's going on right now. Jaws made it in just under the line, I think, or at least Amok Times did. Yeah, there were no tariff fees on this. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that Amok Time has announced how they're dealing with tariffs. Big Bad and Entertainment Earth both have. I haven't seen anything from Amok Time. Gosh, those rows of teeth. Oh, imagine that coming at you. What a nightmare. So here is where we'll get a little bit of an idea of the scale. So recently reviewed, or yeah, he's up now. Recently reviewed Van Helsing, dealing with this shark. Here's a look at the size that we're talking about here. I would put him in there, but he won't fit. But that's okay because I've got another figure I can stick in that mouth. So there's your size difference there. I don't know. There's not really a super good way to to display that. And here we'll get Pee-wee. Oh no, Pee-wee! No! Ah, go away, Mr. Shark! Go away! Ah! So there you go. You can get a figure all the way in that mouth, which will be useful once we have the Quint figure. Quint, Hooper, and Brody. And unfortunately, I don't think we'll ever get a Brody figure. Well, I say unfortunately. Look, it's up to his family, his estate. If Roy Scheider's family does not want action figures made of him, that's their business. I'd love to have one, but I'm not going to disrespect, the family's decision. This is great. I mean, this is going to look great on the shelf. It's going to look weird on the shelf because you're like, why do you have this shark just sitting on the shelf? Maybe can I hang it up somehow? I don't know. This is, tell me in the comments if you're planning on getting this. Are you going to build a diorama for this? Because I almost feel like that's what I'd like to do. I don't know how, and I would never. I mean, I'm not going to have the time to do that. All right, so now let's get Bruce over there. Well, actually, let's get Bruce out of the picture as much as I can and take a look at the accessories. Just real quick, I'm not gonna belabor these because these are not the stars of this show, but I just want to go through them. Here is the hook that you use. And I mean, typical NECA. This is not, they didn't just make this game piece. I mean, it looks like a legit cool item. You've got a lantern. And all of these items have something that allow you to use that hook to get them out of there. Tire, which I would be willing to bet this tire is probably like the Casey Jones motorcycle that just came out. I bet this is the same tire, as it should be. Why wouldn't it be? Little fishbone. That's what we need. I need some fishbone action figures. This reaction would be fine. The glove. And it's funny because the old game, nothing was scaled because who cares? But this stuff is all scaled for NECA figures. So these are, they're game pieces, but they're accessories. I just think that's so much fun. Old anchor. A walkie-talkie. Very usable. Gosh, there's even paint on those buttons. That's ridiculous. Love this little jug, little moonshine jug. The skull. Little boat wheel. This is just delightful. And I'm probably going to display all of this. Pistol. Also probably, this might be Loomis's from Halloween. I'd be comfortable guessing that if this was a trivia game. I'm just going to display all of this on the shelf in front of it. Boot. Of course, a key piece right here. Aluminum aqualung. I was wondering if there might be any Easter eggs on there, but it doesn't appear so. But that, I mean, that's going right in that mouth for sure. And then finally, I'm gonna have to get the magnifier if I can get it over here. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Wait a minute. There we go. That is, what the heck does that say? Narragansett. Narragansett lager beer, and it straight up says beer. No playing around there. No adult soda. That is an old school 70s looking. Oh, do they have pull tabs? Look at that. They've even got pull tabs. Wow, what a detail. Okay, let's put that away. If there's trivia associated with the name of that lager, tell me in the comments, because I sure don't know. Okay. So we're not going to watch me suffer through, I'm not going to make you suffer through me trying to actually play this game, but I'm just going to jam everything in here. And yes, I'm a little concerned about getting it back out, because I'm not sure of the design. I'm also not sure of the gameplay of, like, who stuffs the shark? How do they do it? Do you just jam everything in there? So on the shelf, I'm going to keep the shark's mouth closed and just have that right there. That's absolutely how I'm displaying it. So let's see how well this works. So you take your little, that out. I don't know if I did that legally. I'm not going to read the instructions right now, or perhaps ever. You get the pistol. There you go. So yeah, this works pretty much just like the original game. I don't think it's seeming right now like there's not much you could do to get that thing to snap shut, but I do appreciate that they have the action to do it. I'm trying to get those beers out. Oh, there we go. I'm just jam it in there. Can we just... You can't scrape things out. I'm sure that's against the rules. But this is relatively simple. And then... Oh, no! Ah! All right. I don't know what the consequences were there. So, yeah, I'm just going to have that tucked into the side there. Maybe like that. I don't know. Like a cigar. I don't know what I'm doing. There you go. That's the game of Jaws from NECA. I'm a little concerned things are going to get jammed up in there behind. Oh, you're going to have to turn him over. Oh, but now his nose is open. Woo. It's going to be, I think it's going to be kind of tricky to get everything out of there because of the sculpt. Oh, that stuff went in his nose. Okay, so wait. His mouth closed. Something. Or is that the mechanism? That might be the mechanism. Okay, yeah, that's just... No, there's something in there. Throw it up, Bruce. Throw it up. It's like a dog that's swallowed something you don't want them to swallow. So be aware of that. The goodies, the accessories can get stuck in there. And I don't know where... Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, wait. Ah, the lantern. Okay, that's everything. I will never again put everything in this shark. But there you go. The game of Jaws. Fantastic. Finally got a nice collector style Jaws shark. I've got the Funko reaction ones that came out, and I love those. But this is another level. I want this on the shelf. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. And until next time, buy what you like.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.